Unit 10, Lifelong Learning, page 128. Getting started. Learning for life. Activity 1. Listen and read.
Hello, Grandma.
Oh, hi, Mark. I'm glad you're here. Can you help me increase the font size of this text on my laptop? It's too small for me to read.
Let me show you. You need to press these two keys together. See? It's easy, isn't it?
It works. Everything's so easy to read now. Thanks, dear. I still have trouble using the laptop. You know, it's taken me so much time to learn computer skills.
That's fine, Grandma. My teacher says it's never too late to learn something new, especially new technology, because it's rapidly developing. Grandma, you've typed a lot of text. What are you working on?
Well, I'm writing a summary of a book I've read recently. You see, my doctor advised me to read every day to boost my memory, and I want to brush up on my French before I visit my friend in Paris.
You're amazing, Grandma. Learning languages can improve your thinking skills. Our language teacher has also asked us to try to maintain our language skills after leaving school. Do you know that you can use the internet to learn a language or watch the news?
Really? This could help me stay informed about current events. Can you show me some news sites after I finish my book summary?
No problem, Grandma. But why do you have to type it?
It's for the reading club I've just joined. The club leader encouraged us to prepare our book reports and share them with all members in advance.
Are all club members your age?
No, there are some young people as well. Are you interested in joining the next meeting?
Yes, I'd love to.
OK, I'll put your name on the list of attendees then.
Learning for life.
3. Find 3 words and a phrase in one with the following meanings.
Boost, to make something become better. Brush up, to practice and quickly improve a skill or knowledge of something learned in the past. Maintain, to make something continue at the same level. Informed, having a lot of knowledge about something.
Learning for life.
4. Match the beginnings with the endings to make complete sentences.
The doctor of Mark's grandma advised her to read every day to boost her memory. Mark's language teacher has asked him to try to maintain his language skills after leaving school. The club leader encourages members to prepare their book reports in advance. Mark's grandma offered to put his name on the list of attendees.
Unit 10, Lifelong Learning, page 130. Language. Pronunciation. Intonation in questions. Revision. Activity 1. Listen and repeat. Pay attention to the intonation of the following questions. 1,
It's easy, isn't it?
2,
What are you working on?
3,
Are all club members your age?
4,
But why do you have to type it?
5,
Are you interested in joining the next meeting?
Unit 10, Lifelong Learning, page 130. Language. Pronunciation. Intonation in questions. Revision. Activity 2. Mark the intonation in the following questions using rising intonation or falling intonation symbols. Then listen and check. Practice saying them in pairs. 1,
What does lifelong learning mean?
2,
Do you have to pay for this online course?
3.
Do students prefer online courses or face-to-face classes?
4.
This is your book, isn't it? I saw your signature on the first page.
Vocabulary. Lifelong learning journey. 1. Match 1 to 5 with a to E to make words and phrases with the meanings below.
Night school, classes for adults, held in the evening. Distance learning, a method of education in which people study at home and send their work to their teachers. Well-rounded, having a variety of experiences and a range of skills and interests. Learning community, a group of learners who share learning goals and often connect with one another. Adult education, education for adults that is available outside schools and universities.
Vocabulary. Lifelong learning journey. 2. Complete the sentences using the words and phrases in 1.
Number 1. Lifelong learning can help you to become a well-rounded person. Number 2. Continuing education or adult education helps people keep their knowledge and skills up to date. Number 3. As my mother worked during the day, she went to night school to get nursing qualifications. Number 4. Joining a learning community is a great way to meet people with similar interests. Number 5. Thanks to the power of the internet, distance learning or remote learning has become very popular.
Grammar. Reported speech, reporting orders, requests, offers, and advice. 1. Rewrite the sentences in reported speech, using the correct forms of the verbs in the box.
Number 1. My mother told me to find more information about the course I wanted to apply for. Number 2. My friend asked me to send him/her the list of available online courses. Number 3. My brother offered to teach me how to use mobile applications. Number 4. The head teacher advised us not to waste so much time on social media.
Grammar. Reported speech, reporting orders, requests, offers, and advice. 2. Work in pairs. Talk about what people around you often say to encourage you to learn new things every day. Use reported speech to report their orders, requests, offers, and advice.
My brother encouraged me to take up a sport. He asked me to join his football team. My sister invited me to attend her school's English-speaking days so I can practice my English. My father told me to read the newspapers every day to stay informed about current events. My mother persuaded me to start borrowing books from the local library.
Head teacher's message to school leavers. 1. Work in pairs. Discuss the following questions.
Number 1. Have you ever thought of continuing learning after finishing your secondary education? Yes, I have. Although I may not go to university right after leaving school, it doesn't mean that I will stop learning. I think there are lots of things for me to learn. I want to learn different life skills, such as cooking, driving or keeping a budget. I also want to learn how to play a musical instrument, for example, the guitar or the piano. In addition, I'm interested in sports, so I would probably take up tennis, basketball, or another sport. Number 2. If yes, how will you continue your learning? I think in order to learn certain skills such as driving or playing a musical instrument, I will need to register for courses and attend classes. but there are also skills like cooking and keeping a budget that I think I can learn from books or free online videos.
Head teacher's message to school leavers. 2. Read a letter written by a head teacher to her students on the school website. Choose the phrases with the closest meaning to the highlighted words.
Dear students, in a few weeks' time you'll complete your secondary education. Some of you may have already made plans for continuing your studies at university or vocational school, while others may wish to start working right away. Whatever choice you make, remember to keep on learning new knowledge and skills. Haven't we learnt enough in secondary school? Many may wonder. In fact, learning does not stop after graduation. It is a lifelong process. It involves creating and maintaining a positive attitude to learning for both professional and personal development. Lifelong learning is especially relevant in today's changing world. It allows you to adapt to changes in the modern workplace and widens your employment opportunities. It helps you make better informed decisions and become a more well-rounded individual. In addition, it keeps your brain healthy and boosts your memory. Lifelong learning also helps you stay connected with modern ideas and meet new people as you participate in various forms of adult education. Does that mean I have to go to classes again? The answer is yes and no. Yes, because when you start working, you may decide to go to night school or enroll on a distance learning course to learn a skill or get a degree. The answer is also no, because lifelong learning happens all the time. As long as you are motivated, you can learn new knowledge and develop new skills anywhere. Uncle Ho is a great role model for lifelong learning. He never stopped learning throughout his life, despite all the hardships and challenges. He learnt to speak different languages, including English, French, Russian, Italian, German and Chinese, mainly by himself. He even wrote poems in Chinese when he was imprisoned in China to keep his mind sharp. He took regular physical exercise, did traditional martial arts, and enjoyed activities such as swimming and mountain climbing throughout his life. We can all learn from Uncle Ho's lifelong efforts to improve himself. Remember that learning is a lifelong journey. Enjoy every moment of it. Mrs. Le Min Nok, Head Teacher.
Head teacher's message to school leavers. 4. Work in groups. Discuss the following questions.
Imagine this letter is addressed to you. How would you reply to the head teacher? What would you say to her? If I received such an inspirational letter, I would feel very motivated to continue my learning journey after leaving school. I believe such a letter would help me work harder and achieve my goals. I would also say thank you to her for her encouragement. I may also ask for more specific guidelines that may help me define my learning goals better.
Great role models for lifelong learning. 2. A talks about Uncle Ho as a lifelong learner. B listens and completes the notes. Then compare your notes.
Uncle Ho is a great role model for lifelong learning. He managed to learn every day throughout his life. He often learned by reading and writing until midnight after working day. He learned to speak French, English, Chinese, Italian, German, and Russian. He mainly learned through self-study. He had an effective way to learn new words, writing them on pieces of paper or his arms and revising them throughout the day. In addition, he kept fit and healthy by doing exercise every day, doing traditional martial arts, and enjoying physical activities.
Great role models for lifelong learning. 3. Switch roles. B talks about Marie Curie as a lifelong learner. A listens and completes the notes. Then compare your notes.
Marie Curie is a great role model for lifelong learning. She managed to go to university because in her country, Poland, women were not allowed to go to university to study. Marie moved to France and studied physics and maths at Sorbonne University. She spent a lot of time studying. She studied on her own while working as a governess or tutor, borrowed books from the library, registered for many different courses at university. She won prizes and was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, and the only woman to win a Nobel Prize twice. She won a Nobel Prize in physics in 1903 and another Nobel Prize in chemistry in 1911. Limitations. Free users can try plus voices for up to 5 minutes per day, or use free voices with no limits. Some advanced features are only available to paid users. Click Upgrade to view subscription options to unlock lifelike AI voices and our most powerful features.
Great role models for lifelong learning. 4. Use the notes to talk about Uncle Ho or Marie Curie as great role models for lifelong learning. What can you learn from them? Present your talk to the class.
Uncle Ho as a lifelong learner. Today, I would like to talk about Ho Chi Minh as a great role model for lifelong learning. Throughout his life, he managed to learn something every day. After a working day, Uncle Ho often spent time reading or writing until midnight. He could also speak a lot of foreign languages, such as French, English, Chinese, Italian, German, and Russian. He learned to use these languages mainly through self-study. Uncle Ho had an effective way to learn new words. He wrote them on his arms and revised them throughout the day. Uncle Ho also regularly exercised and enjoyed sport. He kept fit and healthy by exercising every day and doing traditional martial arts. Uncle Ho set a very good example as a lifelong learner. I really admire his spirit and desire for lifelong learning and improvement. I think I will try to learn another foreign language and do regular exercise to keep fit and healthy. Marie Curie as a lifelong learner. Today, I would like to talk about Marie Curie as a great role model for lifelong learning, especially for women. When Marie Curie was young, women in her country, Poland, weren't allowed to go to university. She moved to France and managed to study at the Sorbonne, which is one of the top universities in the world. Marie Curie spent a lot of time studying. She read a lot of books from the library and registered for many different courses at the university. She won 2 Nobel Prizes. She won a Nobel Prize in physics in 1903 and another Nobel Prize in chemistry in 1911. I believe that she achieved this success thanks to her hard work and lifelong learning. I really admire Marie Curie for her achievements in science. She overcame many obstacles in her life to continue her studies and become the first female professor at the Sorbonne.
Challenges of lifelong learning.
1. Choose the correct meanings of the underlined words.
Number 1. Determination, the ability to continue trying to do something even when it is difficult. Number 2. Obstacles, difficult situations. Number 3. Distractions, things that stop you from paying attention to what you are doing. Number 4. Acquired, gained. Number 5. Complex, difficult to deal with.
Unit 10, Lifelong Learning, page 135. Listening. Challenges of lifelong learning. Activity 2. Listen to a talk about lifelong learning. Put the main ideas in the order you hear them.
Good morning, everybody. In my previous talk, I discussed the benefits of being a lifelong learner. Today, I'll talk about some of the challenges of lifelong learning. First, we all agree that lifelong learning is not easy. You need to have a strong motivation to expand your knowledge, develop new skills, and discover new things. Lifelong learners feel positive about learning and their ability to learn. They don't give up easily and believe they can succeed in new situations. Lifelong learning also requires strong determination and hard work. You need to be determined to achieve your goals regardless of the obstacles you may face. Stay focused on your learning tasks and try to avoid distractions. Second, lifelong learning can be challenging because it's not just about reading books and collecting information. You must develop the ability to put the information you acquired into practice. Will you be able to apply the new knowledge and skills to various situations? Will you be able to use them to solve a complex problem or design a new product? Turning knowledge and skills into action is the key to effective lifelong learning. Finally, you may not have enough money, time, or space to learn. Adult education courses can be expensive, especially those offered by good universities. You may not be able to afford some courses, or may not have the time to complete all the assignments. Attending evening classes can affect your family and social life, as you may have less time for your family and other social activities. Despite these challenges, you should never stop learning. I strongly urge you to continue your pursuit of knowledge and become the well-rounded person you'd like to be. So don't be afraid to commit to being a lifelong learner, and always look for new ideas, experiences, and challenges.
Unit 10, Lifelong Learning, page 135. Listening. Challenges of lifelong learning. Activity 3. Listen to the talk again and complete the sentences. Use no more than 3 words for each gap.
Good morning, everybody. In my previous talk, I discussed the benefits of being a lifelong learner. Today, I'll talk about some of the challenges of lifelong learning. First, we all agree that lifelong learning is not easy. You need to have a strong motivation to expand your knowledge, develop new skills, and discover new things. Lifelong learners feel positive about learning and their ability to learn. They don't give up easily and believe they can succeed in new situations. Lifelong learning also requires strong determination and hard work. You need to be determined to achieve your goals regardless of the obstacles you may face. Stay focused on your learning tasks and try to avoid distractions. Second, lifelong learning can be challenging because it's not just about reading books and collecting information. You must develop the ability to put the information you acquired into practice. Will you be able to apply the new knowledge and skills to various situations? Will you be able to use them to solve a complex problem or design a new product? Turning knowledge and skills into action is the key to effective lifelong learning. Finally, you may not have enough money, time, or space to learn. Adult education courses can be expensive, especially those offered by good universities. You may not be able to afford some courses, or may not have the time to complete all the assignments. Attending evening classes can affect your family and social life, as you may have less time for your family and other social activities. Despite these challenges, you should never stop learning. I strongly urge you to continue your pursuit of knowledge and become the well-rounded person you'd like to be. So don't be afraid to commit to being a lifelong learner, and always look for new ideas, experiences, and challenges.
Challenges of lifelong learning.
4. Work in groups. Discuss the questions.
How do you think we can overcome these challenges and become lifelong learners? The first challenge is to get motivated to continue learning. To do that, we need to remind ourselves of our goals and the benefits of achieving them. To help maintain motivation, we should always celebrate completing the small goals, not just the big ones. A learning plan of small manageable tasks that suit our family, work, and social commitments will also have a positive effect on motivation. Another challenge is finding a determination to learn or study. To be determined, we need to be deeply committed and avoid distractions. We need to think about our personal values that will give us purpose for staying committed to lifelong learning. It will also be challenging to apply our new skills and knowledge in our life. That is why we need to focus on practical things to learn. For example, things we can do with our hands or skills that will be useful in our jobs. If we face the challenge of not having money, time, or space for learning, then the solution would be to choose free online classes or short courses that can be completed anywhere. There are also many scholarships and grants that are available to young people willing to continue learning.
An article about the benefits and challenges of lifelong learning. 2. Write an article, 180 to 200 words, about the benefits and challenges of lifelong learning. Use the ideas in 1 and the outline below to help you.
Benefits and challenges of lifelong learning. Lifelong learning is self-motivated learning that is focused on both personal and professional development. This type of learning is essential in today's rapidly changing world. It brings many benefits as it helps us understand the world around us and provides us with better opportunities. Lifelong learners can also face challenges. So, what are these benefits and challenges? Let's start with the benefits. First, lifelong learning helps you have a better understanding of the world and make good decisions. Second, lifelong learning is good for your brain. When you acquire new knowledge, your brain stays active, thus improving your memory and slowing down memory decline. In addition, lifelong learning helps you stay connected. When you learn, you often connect with other people and modern ideas. What about the challenges of lifelong learning? First, you need to have strong motivation and determination to become a lifelong learner. In addition, lifelong learning is only effective when you put what you have learned into practice. And finally, you need money, time, and space to continue your pursuit of knowledge and skills. Many adult learners may not have the time and enough money to attend classes and complete assignments because of family or work commitments. That's why you really need to prepare yourself for all the pressure that lifelong learning may bring to your family, work, and social life.
Unit 10, Lifelong Learning, page 136, Communication and Culture, CLIL, Everyday English. Thanking and accepting thanks. Activity 1. Listen and complete the conversations with the expressions in the box. Then practice them in pairs. One.
Mai, the information about the online courses is very useful. Thank you for presenting it. I really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, Ms. Lan. I'm glad you found it useful.
2.
Mark, I like the activities of the Science Club very much. Thank you for inviting me to join the club.
Don't mention it. Glad to help.
Culture. 1. Read the text and complete the diagram with information from the text.
one of the oldest university graduates. Bertie Gladwin became one of Britain's oldest graduates after receiving his master's degree in intelligence history from the University of Buckingham at 91. He started his degree at the age of 89 together with his wife, who was then age 77. "I feel very satisfied to think that I've done an MA at my age," he said at the time. "When you're 90, you sit around and not a lot happens, so it's important to carry on learning and to broaden your horizons." Gladwin left school at the age of 14 and never finished his secondary education or went to university. But he still found a satisfying job. When Gladwin retired, he became less active and thought getting back into learning would delay the negative symptoms of old age. He wanted to keep his brain active and learn more about something that had always interested him. Then at the age of 60, he earned a BA in psychology. By the time he was 70, he had also completed a BSc in molecular biology. "They're fascinating subjects," he said. "I did them just because I was interested in them and wanted to know more about them."
Culture. 2. Work in groups. Share stories of people you know who keep learning despite their old age.
In our group, we learn about Tam's grandfather. He retired 10 years ago. After he retired, he had more free time to pursue his interests. He really likes French literature, especially novels, so he registered for a course to brush up on his French. Then he started translating French novels into Vietnamese. He also managed to publish some of them.
Unit 10, Lifelong Learning, page 138. Looking back, pronunciation. Mark the intonation in the following questions, then listen and check. Practice saying them in pairs. 1.
When was the last meeting of your reading club?
2.
Is lifelong learning important for career development?
3.
You don't attend night school classes, do you? I've never seen you before.
4.
Is the course held on weekdays or at the weekend?
Vocabulary. Complete the text using the correct forms of the words and phrases below.
Lifelong learning is especially relevant in today's fast-changing world. There are many ways to engage in lifelong learning. First, you can attend courses at adult education institutions. Second, you can also take remote or distance learning courses with the help of technology. Third, you can join a learning community of people who share common learning goals. And, finally, you can learn by reading widely and researching topics. This will help you become well-rounded and prepare you to face future challenges.
Grammar. Choose the sentence that is closest in meaning to each of the given sentences.
Number 1. My grandfather advised me to continue learning after leaving school. Number 2. My sister offered to help me register for the course. Number 3. My mother asked me to show her how to download that video. Number 4. My father ordered me not to enter my sister's room because she was studying.
A leaflet about a lifelong learning habit. Design a leaflet about the habit and present it to the class.
What are the benefits? Use these questions as cues for your leaflet. What does the lifelong learning habit involve? How can this habit be developed? What are the benefits of this habit? Does this habit present any challenges? Good morning, everyone. Today, I'd like to talk to you about something simple yet very powerful, building a reading habit. Reading is important because it helps us learn new things, improves our language skills, and lets us explore different ideas. If you don't read often, don't worry. I'll share some easy tips to help you get started. First, let's talk about why reading is so beneficial. Reading can help you learn new words and improve your speaking and writing. It also makes your imagination stronger. For example, when you read a story, you can imagine the places, the people, and the adventures. Reading also helps you relax. After a busy day, spending a few minutes with a book can help you find your peace of mind. So how can you build the habit of reading? Let me give you some tips. Tip 1 is to start small. If you don't read much now, don't start with long books. Begin with short stories, articles, or even comics. This way, you won't feel like it's too hard or boring. Tip 2 is to read about things you enjoy. If you like sports, read about your favorite players. If you love cooking, find recipe books or blogs. When you read about something you like, it's much more fun. Tip 3 is to set a goal. For example, decide to read for 10 minutes every day or finish one chapter a week. Goals help you stay focused and make progress step by step. Tip 4 is to make reading part of your daily routine. Choose a specific time, like before bed, after lunch, or during your commute. When reading becomes part of your day, it's easier to stick with it. The last tip is to keep a notebook. Write down any new words or phrases you learn. Later, review them to make your vocabulary better. To sum up, building a reading habit takes time, but it's not difficult. Start small, read what you enjoy, and make it part of your daily life. Soon, you'll find that reading becomes something you look forward to. I hope these tips will help you fall in love with the world of books. Thank you for listening.